added several sachets of hydration powder in the bottom of the pack. He opened one and poured it into a half-full plastic bottle of water. The water fizzed as soon as the contents hit the liquid. With a gentle movement, he reached over to shake her. "Cass." She opened a single eye, though it was enough for Isaac to feel the glare she sent his way. He smiled in encouragement. "Drink this." Slowly, her other eye opened and she eyed the bottle in his hand. He saw the way she didn't trust him, though she nodded in acceptance, and he held the bottle closer to her dried, cracked lips. "It should help get you hydrated," he said. "There's other stuff for pain if you think you can keep it down." "Later," she murmured, before closing her eyes again. Shifting, Isaac watched as Cass slept. He felt uncomfortable watching her, as if he were spying, but he wanted to be sure that her breathing was even, and she wasn't choking. Still, it felt strange to be watching over her like this. They were still basically strangers. Sure, they'd been traveling together for several days, but that meant nothing. He couldn't remember the last time he'd had to nurse someone, maybe with the other men in his unit, but he'd left all that behind, or so he'd thought. His mind seemed determined to drag him back there with alarming regularity. It was as if he had transported his head back to the Middle East while he'd left his body in Oregon. Even now, sitting in the car, he struggled to stay present. An endless loop played in his head. All the times they'd asked him to watch over an injured brother. Too many times to count, and yet he recalled every moment in vivid detail as if it was yesterday. He heard every groan of pain, and the way the air had a metallic zing to it tainted each breath he inhaled. Suddenly, he had a crushing feeling. The car was collapsing all around him. He clambered out from the vehicle. His heart pounded hard against his chest, thundering in his ears. Sweat beaded his brow, and his breathing was quick and shallow as he bent over, clutching his stomach, trying to catch his breath. He needed to do something, anything to distract himself. He must not spiral out of control, not when Cass's life depended on him keeping a cool head. His eyes darted about. Ahead, he could just make out the large green sign signaling an exit. Getting off the highway would help put them that much closer to a place that had medicine. Spitting snow and the gunmetal clouds limited his vision as he strained to see the highway. Was that a housing development? He couldn't be sure. He hoped it was, because where there's housing, there'll be other things like empty doctor's offices and stores, places where he could find something to help Cass. Determination surged within him as he peered back into the car. Her mystery illness may cling to her for days, or it could lift soon. He hoped for the latter, but needed to prepare for the worst. In no time, he'd combined their packs as Daisy eyed him from her spot next to Cass. Her brand-new camping gear and clothing fit in his backpack. That his worldly possessions fit easily within his military-issue backpack was another reminder of everything he'd left behind, of how far away from the perfect life he'd always dreamed of he'd gotten. Eager for any distraction from the self-pity welling inside him, he turned his attention to Cass. She had one eye open, watching him. Her skin had a sheen to it he hadn't seen earlier. Her fever must be worse. He could only hope it would break soon. "We have to move," he said. "You need medicine, and we need to find somewhere that isn't the backseat of a car." "Okay." She struggled to sit. The cold air refreshed him as he heaved on his pack. He waited as he watched Cass gingerly exit the car. Daisy jumped out from behind her, tail wagging. Patience had never been his strongest suit, but he didn't rush her slow movements. He heard hisses of pain and watched as she doubled over. She heaved for several seconds, but nothing came out. "I'm going to carry you," he said. Her eyes flickered and she opened her mouth as though to argue, but closed it quickly. It was a minor victory when she nodded. She hardly had the strength to even get out of the car, yet alone walk. As he scooped her up, she looped an arm around his neck. Her skin burned where it touched him. Even with the snow landing on